Good evening, all. The session will start soon. The session will start soon. Kindly wait for few moments.
Ah, 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 thank you, everyone. Good evening. And today, in fact, I'm late for 15 minutes because of some technical errors. I could not join and I was not able to connect with you. So, without wasting time, let me start this session. Today, we are there to address a topic that is needs and ways of professional growth. So, the ways, this one, is it working? Am I visible? Yes. I'm visible now. है ना? Okay, how can I? Okay. So first one is regarding the professionalism by the books. Uh, so just move to then you can see. Okay, thank you. So when I'm talking about the professionalism by the books, it is actually going with the definition. It says that conduct or quality that characterize or mark an individual holding on in an occupation. Skill level, of course, but also good judgment and polite behavior that is expected from a person who is trained to do a job well. So basically, when we talk about the professionalism, and in society, we take it as a person is professional. That means the person is doing it without having anything that is emotional skills. So they deliver it as per the guidelines of the rules. So it is not necessary the person who is dealing it as per the guidelines of the rules are actually professional, and it is professionalism. Kindly don't take it at don't take the mistaken identity. It is basically when you are problem solver, when you are problem solver, then you are professional, and your behavior is professionalism. Your behavior is showing the professionalism if you are having the helping attitude, meeting the levels of, you can say, rule books. So this is what I feel is so in today's session we are actually doing with the following agenda. One is the importance of first impression. What is the professional approach? What is professionalism? So how, if you are meeting someone, that makes you feel that the person is professional. So the first impression, then listening skills or the concepts. Similarly, the third one is the positive and effective communication. And the fourth is importance of effective and efficient communication. So let me take, sorry, the first one, that is called the importance of first impression. Like I was long back, I went to CBSE office, Delhi. And this was regarding some work that was left over when I was there in Delhi. I was given a slip to fill. So I filled the slip and put it on the desk, front desk, so that I can be given an appointment to meet the person. So after filling the slip, I was sitting quietly and waited for almost 5 hours. After waiting the 5 hours over there, I didn't go to the people over there. But after waiting for 5 hours, what I found that the person was not giving me proper response. Means they were clueless about my appointment. So I again, after the lunch hour also, I was just keeping quiet there and sitting. By evening around 6 p.m., this means I reported there at 10 a.m., 10 to 6 p.m. when they were again closing down, shutting down things. So the person sitting on the front desk had seen me and called me, sir, why you are waiting till now? आप अभी तक क्यों बैठे हैं? I'm like, sir, I was given this paper, I filled that paper, and I was supposed to take the appointment through you. But if you have not done, so I'm waiting for that. So they said, okay, they realized that something has gone wrong and they have committed a mistake. I didn't say anything, but when they realized, they were actually in the sense of guilt. And immediately they said sorry. They fixed my appointment and took me personally to meet the person whom I have gone to meet. So since then, till now, whenever I visit my CBSE head office in Delhi, they immediately recognize and take me with priority. So this, how I'm linking it with the term, the first point, the importance of first impression, that if that day, if I could have gone with the argument or with the fight, so their impression on me would have been the very bad person because I am from Bihar. मैं झगड़ालू हूँ, मैं impatient हूँ, or many things would have been attached over there. जो नहीं हुआ, and in fact, they had a very good impression about me, and I am lucky that today also they honor me, they respect me. So this was the first impression, and this is because of your behavior. So your dress is a part of your first impression. Your language skill is also a part of your first impression. Your patience, how much patience you are having, that is also a part of your first impression. And apart from that, your conduct, your body language, these all put together and gives you the edge of being a wonderful human being or gentleman with your first impression. Similarly, there are another thing that gives this concept, that is the listening skill concept, that you will find many people, they don't listen. They keep on sharing the things. उनको खुद की चीज, even for classroom, when we talk about that a teacher enters the class and the students feel happy. Why the students feel happy? For teacher getting inside the class, because they know that they are going to learn something new. And the teacher is very knowledgeable, teacher is very good, his or her behavior is nice, they are nice to the child. So such teachers are mostly welcomed by students. The second category of teachers who are mostly welcomed by the students are those teachers who do nothing, who do the time pass, and the students get enough time in their class to spend their time as per their own requirement. Allah karna, badmashi karna, and there is nobody to tell them. So they are also famous in classes. They also are liked by many students who want to do the time pass. So basically two different categories of teachers. One is very skillful teachers, very knowledgeable teachers, those who make every second use of every second. So such teachers are basically, you can say, they are basically are in great demand. And second category also I shared right now. Similarly, when we talk about the positive and effective communication, so the third thing is like you as a teacher goes to a principal, or you as a student goes to a teacher with your problem and you are sniffed off. You are told that no, I cannot help you, or you are useless, or something very crude words as thrown on you, and you are not respected for your own deeds. In that case, everything goes negative. Everything goes negative. But then you remember, like, I'll give you again one example that I was young, and one of my relative, he was very old. He was around 75, 76 years when I was literally 10 or 11 years old. But we used to force our parent that we need to go to that person's house. Why? What was the reason? There is so much of age gap. But this was the reason was he was very humble, he was very positive, and he likes to interact with kids and with everyone in the society with the same enthusiasm, with the same, you can say, line of action. उनको जितने बच्चे से बात होती थी उतने बड़ों से, उतने बूढ़ों से, and he has got lot of stock of talks. उनके पास इतने सारे बात करने के लिए stocks थे. We used to enjoy his company. So that's a positive and effective communication. That's giving you example of effective communication. Another one, the example of effective communication is, like most of the schools, they have the front desk who deal with the admission. And you find in some cases, you have the resource person who spends 40 minutes, 50 minutes with one parent, but they are not able to convince the parent for the admission. But at the same time, you have one person who sits for 10 minutes, and 10 minutes, he or she has the ability to convince 5% for the admission. No, what is the difference over there? The difference is effective communication. The person who is doing it with a less time is more effective because he's more or she is more organized. She knows what to speak, when to speak, how much to speak, and definitely saves a lot of energy. Energy that otherwise goes into waste. So that is effective communication. And positive definitely is, if you're talking negative, it cannot be effective. If you're talking positive, it has to be effective communication. Then we talk about the importance of effective and efficient communication. So how this effective and efficient communication is effective or important. So as a teacher, and again, I'll take it as a teacher's role over there. As a teacher, I feel that I have a subject for which I'm expert, but also we need to understand the child sitting just opposite. is expert of all subjects what has been given to them to study. Of course, in your subject you are better, but in other subjects they are better. So it is basically when you talk about the CBSE 5:1 or 6:1. So in 5 subjects, they are better, and 1 subject you are better. So when you are talking to your child, give respect to the child and give respect to your subject. So kindly, you must read the things before you go to deliver it. In like, why to read it? It's to read it because it makes no sense whether you have been teaching from 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But whenever you go for the you must read and revise so that you make your class again feel important. That class is important for you. That class is important, so you have done the revision. And that makes further 1% better than previous class and is effective class. And second one, efficient communication. When we talk about the efficient communication, again, wastage of time should be neglected. Means it should be worked upon. One should work on that we should have the proper communication with the students, the set of audience. In fact, when we talk about the students, I'm also talking about the set of audience. Like for example, if I exaggerate, what will happen? There are people who will not take the sessions very, you can say, comfortably. They will have lot of, we can say, the things that is left over there, the queries are left unanswered. But if I read this agenda and if I read the content which I have to go and I connect it with the proper happenings, experiences, so it will be more efficient communication because I'm able to speak, I'm able to deliver what is expected from someone else. For example, when we talk about Sachin Tendulkar, a great batsman of India and in fact world, whenever he goes to bat in the field, every Indian, his fan or maybe from other countries, they have this feel that this time also Mr. Tendulkar will make century. Why? Because they had faith on him. And Tendulkar, in order to deliver the people's expectation, used to practice for almost 6 to 8 hours every day. So that was his efficiency. And this efficiency is required for us also when we are doing the communication, when we are communicating to someone as a teacher. So now what there's a line that says it takes years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. So this is well said that definitely when we talk about the reputation, it takes years definitely. But 2-4 मिनट क्या 1 सेकंड ही काफी है उसको तोड़ने के लिए. Now this is a graph that shows the professionalisms में क्या क्या होनी चाहिए. How the professionalism is built. So it is first of all, that is altitude, that is emotional IQs, power of threes, and that is altitude. So what exactly it is, let us see. The importance of first impression. Now this importance of first impression is about 55% is the body language, 38% is the tone of voice, and 7% words we use. For example, we are great fan of 2 great leaders of this country because of their oration skills. One is, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, Honorable Minister, in fact, ex-minister, and also he is quite a learned, good in delivering, and great debater. Shashi Tharoor, whenever he goes to debate outside country, we all enjoy his debate because even the, you can say, the British, they fear to debate with him because of his language skills. Now, he is good, but when we compare him with Mr. or our ex-Prime Minister, Honorable late Vajpayee ji, Vajpayee ji was also a very good orator. wonderful orator. What has been the basic difference in their oration skills? Vajpayee ji, as far as I know, and as far as I have heard him, he was using the words, he was using the language, and he was using the sentences that goes straight with everyone, common man of India, because India has a very diverse population. Few, their world was with Hindi, few with Bangla, few with Tamil. So his speeches were so simplified, but yet so effective because of his delivery sense that it used to grab a great attention of the people. Whereas Mr. Sasi Tharoor, Honorable, you can say, Member of Parliament, he is very bright as a parliamentarian, and he uses the words that is almost, I think, except 10% of the Indians, 90% of the Indians, they struggle to catch hold what exactly he is trying to say, although we enjoy him. And with no remarks on negative side on the political area, but then still as a teacher, we find that's the fact. Similarly, I remember my few English teachers, few they were very good because they have wonderful vocabulary, you can say, in the carriage, baggage. And they used to use this vocabulary baggages to demonstrate their knowledge inside the class, but they were not liked one. They were never liked by the students because as a Bihari students in our home, mostly at that time, no parents were using English as a medium of communication. So it was either Maithili, Hindi, Bhojpuri, Maghi, Bangla, and rest many languages were spoken here. And therefore, a teacher who's using such English with hefty words from dictionaries were never liked. But on the other hand, the plain and simple teachers, those who could connect with the child, those who can speak directly with the child in English, in fact, they were more loved ones. So it is rightly said that 55% of the body language means how enthusiastic you get inside the class. अब टीचर खुद ही बेचारा बुझा बुझा क्लास में जाएगा, यार आज मेरा सर दर्द है, आज मैं ऑटो में आ गया, आज तो what will happen? The tone of your class will start with the negative. I'm getting some messages that the voice is not clear. So actually, I can't help because this voice is not clear because of internet connectivity. So please bear me for that. So first one, I said that body language. So the body language has to be absolutely energetic. If you are talking in terms of teaching, so once you get inside the class, make your child feel you are a battery. The moment you get inside that class, you charges everyone. So please, I think that we as a teacher need to make this body language, which is 55% of the first impression, is very important for all of us. Second thing, tone of voice. Now, tone of voice is, I always find, is voice modulation. What I speak and what you hear should be same. It should not be what I speak and what you hear is there's a difference. That means some problem is there either in the pronunciation part or in part of my delivery or whatever it is, or maybe ear, someone who's listening is here. The one-to-one, if I talk about, if I'm talking to one person and this problem comes, so maybe the problem is from either side. It is not a debatable issue. But if you're addressing 40 students and all 40 not able to catch hold of you, then it is not problem from other side. It is problem from the person who is delivering it. So tone of voice needs to be worked out. और इसके लिए बहुत आसान तरीका था अपने यहाँ, like if you recall and I even suggest, दो language ऐसे हैं. One is you call it a Persian or you call it Urdu, although these are two different things, and Sanskrit. संस्कृत और उर्दू जो पढ़ते हैं उनकी जबान बड़ी क्लियर होती है. Although I don't know either of these two subjects well, but still I'm saying because I have seen people those who are very thorough in Sanskrit, and a lot of examples are there. Like, for example, Dr. Abul Kalam himself, he was a great orator. And although he was from Rameshwaram, but you listen his speeches, his paper presentation. Elon Musk, although he did not study Sanskrit or you can say Urdu, but then you hear his, you can say, motivation, some videos. There are many such people. You find the clear voice, the tone of voice is completely crystal. So nobody has any confusion what they are talking about. But on the other hand, there are few whose voice itself is, you can say, uh, blurred. You won't be able to identify the words what they're speaking, and there the struggle starts. Or sometimes you find the teacher taking the class, but students not getting him or her because they are either too fast or they are too slow, or the words are stuck inside the mouth. The tongue is not getting twisted properly. So these things needs to be worked properly. Accent. And definitely, I have already explained the words wala area, the words we use. So definitely words what we use, it makes a lot of sense because you need to take your message to the second person. If that message is not delivered because of wrong choice of words, then you are in problem. एक एग्जाम्पल मैं दे रहा हूँ, बचपन में हमने एक किसी ने मुझे ये शेयर किया that one person went to what we call Afghanistan, and he was told to park his car. So he was taking his car with the back gear, reverse gear. So the person standing next to him, he said, kindly help me to park my car. He said, okay, come back, come back, come back. So he was taking his car back. And finally, his car hit the pole and the accident occurred. तो उसको बहुत गुस्सा आया. उसने कहा कि भाई, you have been telling me come back, come back. बोला कि मैं साहब बता रहा था वो खंबा है और आप खंबा है खंबा हम बोल रहे हैं, आप पीछे कर रहे हो. तो यू सी देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. वो खंबा है बता रहा था, ये कम बैक सुन रहा है. सो whom to blame? So words, voice, and rest part is the wisdom that we need to work on that. Now similarly, let's see the body language. Most people are familiar with the typical, that is the types including maintain eye, वो tips आपको देते हैं, maintain eye contact, don't cross your arms, don't, that is project etc. ये सब आपको लोग हमेशा देते हैं. But do you know that the people remember twice as much information due to gestures? It is true. Effective use of gestures make a big impact. Don't use random wasted gestures. For example, take a look at the palms of your hand. Did you know that the palms immediately relaxes your eyes? It's true, but sure to keep your palms open when gesturing. Don't show the back of your hands. This shows you are open to the discussion. And ऐसे भी बोलते हैं, there are so many other body gestures. It is just saying that when you are discussing, don't hold hands and don't do this type of activities and swing the backhand, or when you're sitting like this, so folding your arms, this immediately gives a posture that you are not in a mode of receiving the messages. Means you are closed, you're sitting closed. So like one again example I'll give you. If you are told to imitate the Shahrukh Khan's one move, which makes him very popular. So I remember he opened his arm and he was giving that one movie. I don't know, but maybe you all know it. But his famous posture is opening the arms and standing maybe in a lenient and maybe 120 degree of angle. So anyhow, that's with a mathematical calculation. But then this opening arm means you're open to receive people. This gesture shows he is lovable person and is open to, you can say, accept anyone or accept the person him whom he is or expecting. So whatever it is, it's in different terms, but then body language plays an important role. And this gesture of the great hero of India, that is not hero, in fact, actor of India, is Shah Rukh Khan, made him a millionaire, a very famous. So almost every program which you see where the Shah Rukh Khan's name comes, that gesture is repeated again and again. So this is how people are known by their body language, known by their style. Similarly, when you go for 1970s, 1980s, Mr. Rajesh Khanna was very popular, and he was popular. He has a typical body language gestures. Manoj Kumar was having different body gestures. And then we have one person whom we cannot forget from Indian cinema, basically, and that is Devanand Ji. So Devanand Sahab has his own body language. And so how important body language is for us, we need to understand it, basically. Now, tone of voice. And when conversation with others use the same tone, you would use if you ask someone to pass you the butter at dinner, which means to speak in calm, soothing, and polite tone of voice. Correct. This is very nice. I was when I was going through with this slide, making this slide, I immediately recall my 1990s or you can say 2000 era when I was residing in Mahindra, and that time huge loudspeakers were put during festivals, huge loudspeakers with a lot of, you can say, noise. So it was so irritating. The voice was Lata Mangeshkar, the voice was maybe the great artist Kishore Kumar, and the cinema artist, all good musicians. But there was so much of noise pollution that we started hating them. You see, it's very difficult. So similarly, you also, I have seen some teachers, not many, but some teachers, they virtually scream on the students. They try to like put all their words in the ears of the child. एकदम लगता है उसके कान में घुस जाएंगे वो, इतना जोर से वो चिल्लाएंगे, लगेगा उनकी कान ही खराब हो जाएगी. एंड बेचारा बच्चा एकदम अपना जान बचा रहा है, एंड दे ट्राई टू सेव लाइफ. But what उसको टीचर, you understand, you don't understand, I will call your parents, I will do this, I will do that, and the screaming goes for 5 minutes, 6 minutes time. It's very bad. You should, again, I'll give you example. You go to maybe Krishnamurti Foundation School. There's in South, they have 6 schools all over India and world. And the Krishnamurti Foundation, that is, their teachers are not allowed to speak loudly. In fact, they don't do that, but not allowed is a, again, constitutional word. But the teachers, they don't use the loud voice. The pitch is low. In a 550 square feet of classroom, or maybe 2000 square feet of hall, the teacher stands, gives the instruction, and child follows it with this pitch what I'm speaking to you. So your words, your voice should be soothing. It should be polite. It should be calm rather than irritated. Rather than it should be like banging like a stone. And this is your, basically, this is your, what we call the impressions. Don't allow, like I was listening. I don't know how many of you have heard this one, but have you heard Mr. Sitaram Yachuri speaking? If you hear him speaking, or our present, you can say Sushma Swaraj, means like he's no more, a great leader, and Sushma Honorable Minister, wonderful speaker. Then many more are there, many more. They have been very polite, very good. The way they used to communicate. उनके दुश्मन भी उनके मुरीद थे. हमारे देश के दुश्मन भी उनके मुरीद थे. This, and they used to feel jealous about India कि इतने जबरदस्त इनके पास assets हैं. And वो asset क्या थे? They are just oration skills. So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. कैसे बोलते हैं? Don't allow personal matters to negatively impact the service level. So definitely आपकी किसी अपने ही बंदे के साथ नहीं बनती है, तो don't allow that negative thing comes in the line of your communication. At least जैसे हमारे यहाँ लोग आते हैं CVs लेकर के, बहुत सारे टीचर्स आते हैं CV लेकर के, मेरे यहाँ से भी लोग जाते हैं किसी स्कूल में CV देने के लिए. I'll share one incident. A teacher went to some other school with the CV and she finally was back. उन्होंने कहा कि सर क्या बात है, हमने बोला क्यों क्या बात है, आपको तो हमको पता था that you had gone there, why did not you join? उनका कहना था कि सर वहां गए CV लेकर के and the principal and the staff was screaming there, तो मुझे लगा कि यहाँ तो कैसे टिकेंगे, तो I back. तो ठीक है, so but see I was saved because the ill treatment of another person, I saved one human resource. But fortunately, I even say that maybe because of our behavior, she decided, because she compared that which place is better place to work. So I think this is very nice. The words we use, did I say that? Try to avoid, that is Bengo's example, ये दिया हुआ है. Now, extreme words like never or always or usually better than this, ये सब चीजों को avoid करना चाहिए. Use positive things. हाँ, जो आप positive चीजें बोलेंगे तो उसको लोग accept भी करते हैं, वो impact भी ज्यादा होगी. Communicating in this way will change the way your listeners receive you and then they give you feedback. So basically जब आप अच्छे से communicate करोगे, organize होकर करते हैं. Like for example, when you are going to take the class, so you should know, like suppose you have 40 students, तो हमारे पास 40 बच्चे हैं, उन 40 बच्चों में कौन सा बच्चा पढ़ने में अच्छा है, कौन सा बच्चा जो है वो खेलने में ज़्यादा उस्ताद है, कौन सा बदमाशी करने में उस्ताद है, कौन सा गाना गाने में उस्ताद है. तो अगर if you know as a teacher these areas, you can behave with these students accordingly. For example, जो बच्चा बहुत बदमाश है, you know they are very, suppose one child is very naughty, but he or she is very good in sports. आप उसको कुछ ऐसा काम दे दो जिसको मजा आ जाए. For example, very common thing we used to do it in 1990s was, जाओ जल्दी से जाकर मेरा attendance register ले आओ, and I'll see in 2-3 मिनट में लाते हो कि नहीं, and just उसको दिखाने के लिए अपना घड़ी देख ली. The child feels so excited that अरे टीचर का मेरे ऊपर ट्रस्ट है, she has given me this assignment of getting the what we call attendance sheet. So this is small assignments. ये उसको टाइम के साथ आप देते हैं and that communication gives some sort of energy to the child. जैसे नहीं होता शक्कर, आप खेल के आते हो बुझे रहते हो, आप एक चक्कर, हम लोग के 90s में एक एड आता था टीवी में, उसमें बोलता था सिमकारा, वो एक दुबला पतला इंसान आता है ऑफिस में थका आ रहा, and then he was advised to take सिमकारा, और सिमकारा पी के वो शीशा तोड़ के निकालता था. तो similarly your child should go on with the energy. You know, in many places, again I'll tell you one very interesting part, and recently I was in one school. I had gone there to inspect. I found that every child was sitting them in a attention mode. तो हमने, our principal was very happy कि देखो कितना मेरा बच्चा कितना मतलब रेजिमेंटलाइजेशन हो गया उसका, वो एकदम वो घोड़े की तरह खड़े हैं, सारे बच्चे बैठे हुए हैं, हिल नहीं रहे हैं. तो उनको लगा कि आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू ऑल द क्लासेस, तो मैंने एक बच्चे को बोला कि बेटा तुम कितने देर से बैठे हो, तो सर हमको सुबह से बैठा के रखे क्योंकि आप आने वाले थे. तो बेचारे प्रिंसिपल साहब का मुंह बन गया. उन्होंने बोला कि सर ऐसा नहीं है, बट उनका ये एक्टिविटी, हम लोग सर ऐसा है कि इंस्पेक्शन स्कूल की होनी है, बच्चों की थोड़ी. वी आर नॉट हियर टू पनिश द चाइल्ड. लेट द चाइल्ड गो एंड प्ले, लेट द चाइल्ड डू व्हाट दे आर डूइंग नॉर्मली. हम अपने स्कूल में भी अगर बच्चों को फ्रीडम दें एंड विद द गाइडलाइन, लेट देम लिव लाइफ ऑफ अ स्कूल जैसे हम जीते थे. इफ यू डू दैट वन बेटर, your school will get a positive energy, your school's admission will grow, and if your school's admission will grow, your salary will also grow. So ultimately, what we all are thinking in, you can say last week of February, first week of March, what would be the salary next session? तो वो सैलरी तभी आपकी बढ़ेगी जब आप इन चीजों को काम करके अपने स्कूल में अच्छा काम करेंगे, तो आपके बच्चे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे। बच्चे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो आपका मैनेजमेंट आपको अच्छी सैलरी देगा। नहीं करेंगे, आप बच्चे को सुला के रखेंगे, जो सपेड़ा अपने सांप को नहीं टोकरी में बंद करके ले आता है वैसे लेके जाएंगे, तो जिंदगी भर आपके पास भी एक ही सांप रहेंगे एंड जिंदगी भर वही सैलरी रहेगी। So better when the power is in your hand, use that power, please. So next, sorry. What do you think are the keys to a strong first impression? A first impression की आपकी क्या क्या चाबियां हैं? The essentials of effective listening. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. ये तो बहुत सही है। कुछ लोगों का ये होता अधैर्य जिसको बोलते हैं, दे आर नॉट हैविंग दैट मच ऑफ पेशेंस, सो दे लिसन टू प्रिटेंड दैट दे आर लिसनिंग। ये समझ रहे हैं, सर हिलाते रहेंगे ऐसे ऐसे करके क्लास में भी। और जो प्रिंसिपल भी जब एड्रेस करते तो कुछ टीचर्स सोचते हैं, अरे ये देखो फिर बोल रहा है बेवकूफ। मैं कर आई विल गिव यू वन अगेन वेरी गुड एग्जांपल। रिसेंटली आई मेट, आई विल नॉट नेम द ऑफिस, बट आई मेट अ वेरी सीनियर पर्सन। तो उन्होंने कहा कि उनके ऑफिस में एक अकाउंटेंट है, बहुत सीनियर अकाउंटेंट है, एंड ही इज गेटिंग अ वेरी ग्रेट सैलरी। तो बट वो काम नहीं करते, उनके पास 2000 फाइल्स, 2000 फाइल्स वर पेंडिंग। तो आईएएस पदाधिकारी थी, उनका वहां पर पोस्टिंग हो गया। सो शी स्टार्टेड evaluating the things and found that this is one section, account section, जहाँ 2000 फाइल्स अभी भी बचे हुए हैं। So the lady called that person and said, gentleman, enough is enough. आपने बहुत आराम कर लिया, अब आप काम करो, नहीं तो आपको यहाँ से ट्रांसफर कर देंगे, and you have to do it. And she set it 7 days time, 8 days deadline. No, आदमी अपने आदतों को नहीं सुधार सकते हैं, बहुत बहुत लोग ऐसे हैं, they cannot change. So accordingly that person also did not listen. The next 1 week के duration के बाद the second person was given a charge of that one. His junior was made equivalent to him, and he was told that you have to complete this work in 7 days time. Otherwise, these all actions will take care. And the lady officer scolded him like left and right. अब वो जब चले गए, the first thing that gentleman said, ये मोहतरमा क्या हमसे बात कर रही थी? अब जो उसका जूनियर था, he shared this one and he said, बताइए सर, इस तरह के भी लोग होते हैं जिनको इतना डांट पड़ गया, वो उसको पता ही नहीं है, या ही इज प्रिटेंडिंग दैट ही इज नॉट लिसनिंग कि वो मोहतरमा मुझे डांट रही थी। सो इफ दिस अप्रोच इज देयर विद द पीपल, दिस अप्रोच यू विल फाइंड विद द टीचर्स आल्सो, दिस अप्रोच यू विल फाइंड विद द स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो, हाउ टू ओवरकम विद दैट प्रॉब्लम। सो ट्राई टू बी ए गुड लिसनर and try to work on that. Don't take everything as negative. So negative listening habits to avoid. The fakers, जो होते हैं ना, वो आ करके निकल जाते हैं, हाँ, आई कॉन्टेक्ट नहीं देते हैं, ऑल आउटवर्ड साइंस जो उनका देता है, नॉडिंग, है ना, तो इनको आपको देखना है, दे आर कॉल्ड फेकर्स, इनको आपसे बचना है ना। उसके बाद आपके पास जो होता है इंटरप्टर, ऐसे लोग भी होते हैं जो आपको बीच बीच में, आप एक सेंटेंस बात करोगे क्लास में, एंड वन चाइल्ड विल सडनली रेज हैंड, सर आपने ये नहीं बताया, सर आपने कल ये बताया था। तो व्हाई दे डू दैट? दैट इज नॉट द इंटरप्टर। बेसिकली दे डू दिस because we have allowed them to do that. We have never trained them how to be a good listener. अगर आप उसको अच्छे लिसनर बनाओगे, या आप अच्छी, आपकी तैयारी अच्छी रहेगी, तो इंटरप्टर आपको इंटरप्ट नहीं करेगा। ये उन्हीं लोगों को तंग करते हैं जो तंग होना डिजर्व करते हैं। आई हैव नेवर सीन दिस वन हैपनिंग विद एनी गुड टीचर्स, बट यस, इट हैपेंस विद टीचर्स मोस्टली, एंड you know why it happens. I have just shared. So now the quick switch, the favorite line, oh, that's nothing. Ah, yes, what happened to me, I remember, वो हमेशा एक के बाद दूसरे टॉपिक्स पे उछलते रहते हैं. They are not very much fixed with one thing. So this is again an rebuttal maker. Only listens long enough to work for rebuttal. At their worst, they are argumentative and want to prove you wrong. वो किसी तरह से भी आपको वो धूल चटाना चाहते हैं, चाहे वो बच्चे हों चाहे वो टीचर्स हों. इस तरह की जो आदतें होती हैं ना, एक्चुअली निगेटिव लिसनिंग की एग्जाम्पल है. कि देखो उसको मैंने पछाड़ दिया, आज तो मैंने प्रिंसिपल को पानी पिला दिया, आज तो मैंने अपने कोऑर्डिनेटर्स को कुछ चलने नहीं दी. तो भाई आप नहीं चलने दिए, अच्छी बात है, इससे आपको कौन सा परमवीर चक्र मिल रहा है, बट आपकी आदतें खराब हो गई. बिकॉज maybe you are not understanding, but the person with whom you feel that you have overcome, वो आपको बेवकूफ समझ के छोड़ दिया, या वो मुझे बेवकूफ समझ के छोड़ दिया. अरे इस बेवकूफ से क्या बात करनी है. डोंट ट्राई टू लाइक विन द बैटल. एक बेसिक में की इंफॉर्मेशन मैं आपको देता हूँ ऑन ऑल एवरीवन ऑन द. हमारे यहाँ हिंदुस्तान में 7,000 वर्ष की जो सिविलाइजेशन है, इसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स नहीं होता था, ऐसी बात नहीं थी. कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स वे देयर, but these conflicts were settled. These conflicts were settled by the set of judiciary system we had, जिसको हम लोग पंचायत बोलते हैं. इसमें पंचायत की जब भी हम लोग परिकल्पना करते हैं, वहां विनिंग और लूजिंग का बात नहीं आता था. उसमें न्याय की बात होती थी. न्याय, न्याय मीन्स वी कॉल इट जज, जजमेंट. उसको क्या बोलते हैं, आई एम उसको जुडिशियल वेज में न्याय की बात करते हैं. न्याय तो जैसे बड़े भाई के पास 5 बीघा जमीन है, जिसमें छोटे भाई का भी हिस्सा बनता है, तो पंचायत बैठती थी, 2.5 बीघा बांट दिया, या 3 या 2 के हिस्सा में बांट देता. एंड हमने इसका जजमेंट किया. बट आज के जमाने में क्या होता है, न्यू जो आपकी जुडिशरी सिस्टम में, इस सिस्टम में एक केस फाइल होती है, उस केस के ऊपर जो सुनवाई होती है, उस सुनवाई के बाद फैसला लिया जाता है. और उस फैसले को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, नॉट जजमेंट, इसको बोलते हैं किसने जीता किसने हारा, हु वन एंड हु लॉस्ट. सो ये जीत और हार की खेल हो गई, न कि जुडिशरी हो गया, न कि न्याय हुआ. तो ये दिस इज बेसिकली, तो हम लोग यहाँ पर क्या करते हैं, जिसको हम लोग जीत और हार के खेल में जब बदल देंगे, तो ये जो होता है रिबटल मेकर्स के लिए है, नॉट फॉर पर्सन हु इज टॉकिंग फॉर द जुडिशियल सिस्टम. सो आई बिलीव इन एजुकेशन, वी डोंट हैव टू बिलीव इन विनिंग एंड लूजिंग. हम हमेशा चाहेंगे कि हम अपने बच्चों से हारें. हम हमेशा चाहेंगे कि हमारे बच्चे हमसे आगे निकलें, चाहे वो मेरा बच्चा मेरा बायोलॉजिकल चाइल्ड है, या वो मेरा बच्चा मेरा स्टूडेंट हो. सो वी लव टू गेट डिफीटेड बाय द चाइल्ड, आवर प्रोडक्ट्स. आई डोंट थिंक दैट एनीवन कुड डिसएग्री विथ स्टेटमेंट ऑफ माइन. तो इसलिए इन चीजों को हम लोग देखना पड़ेगा. एंड एक जो अन्य प्रजाति के लोग होते हैं, एडवाइस गिवर, एडवाइस गिवर भी नहीं बनना चाहिए. ये नीति है. If you go and see the text of Ramayana, there is a character called Nal and Neel. ये नल नील की क्षमता थी कि वो पत्थर फेंकेगा पानी में तो पानी तैरेगा, लेकिन they did not do till the time they were asked to do. इसको अलग अलग रैपर्स में परोसा गया, बट बेसिकली इसके पीछे एक बहुत अच्छा लॉजिक है. डोंट ट्राई टू बी अ चौधरी of giving all opinions when you are not sought. Otherwise, you will be targeted at certain places. As a teacher, also, I believe that you should give advice to those who wish to take advice from you. The child who comes to you for the help, then if you're helping the child will remember it lifetime. But if you keep on giving 10 advice to every child every day, these all advice will go against you, और वो आपको हिराना शुरू करेंगे. They will keep some nickname to you and you are finished. So similarly, effective listening, I'll take just 5 minutes more because I started 15 minutes late. So please, effective listening technique, give your full attention, clear your mind, desk and hands, face the speaker and maintain eye contact and concentrate. That is the effective listening skill. Have an open mind. So you need to sit there with no argumentative. Today itself, I was listening one video somebody forwarded me that was about R. Ashwin, and he has been compared in cricket field with our present Minister of External Affairs, S. Jaishankar. Because if you go with the videos of Mr. S. Jaishankar, you will find for every question he was asked by the international journalists, the motive of the journalist was to tarnish the image of the country, India. But Jaishankar was very wise enough. He articulated with the words his tone and basically gave the befitting reply to the journalists. Hats off to the person like Dr. Jaishankar, who has done such a great service to this nation and has given us one, you can say, very clear, strong image in the eyes of Western world. So this is a great listener. Listening skill you must work on that listening skill, everyone. You can be a great teacher or a great student or a great principal or administrator if you are if you are good in listening skills. So wait for the speaker to pause to clarify the questions. Ask questions only to ensure the understanding. Try to feel what the speaker is feeling and then reply. Give the speaker regular feedback. आजकल तो Facebook पर ऐसे ऐसे तमाशे होते हैं. Recently, one person whom I know has posted a picture that my father passed away yesterday evening, and उसके friends उसको thumbs up उनको दे रहे हैं ऐसे ऐसे करके. But they are not understanding. कोई laughing का emojis भेज रहा है, कोई कुछ कर रहा है, मतलब random कुछ भी. तो ये हम इसलिए कर पाते हैं because we are not actually focusing on grasping that thing. Anyway, that is all about the positive and effective verbal communication and complex words versus simplest. So simple को adopt करना चाहिए, complex को छोड़ना चाहिए, wordy phrases को छोड़ना चाहिए. Keep it simple and direct and understandable. आप जितना सरल रखेंगे, लोग उतने आपकी बातों को समझेंगे. तो ये सब कुछ चीजें थी. एंड प्रोफेशनल ग्रोथ के लिए you have to have a mentor, ask for more responsibilities from your management and from the family or from your friends. Take performance review seriously. आपको अगर किसी ने कहा आपने, for example, suppose you are working as a activity in charge in school, आपने 10 एक्टिविटी की, आपकी प्रिंसिपल ने आपकी तारीफ नहीं की, बट एक एक्टिविटी खराब हो गया, उन्होंने आके बोला कि you see this is the problem with your activity, don't feel bad. That person is not your enemy. That person is trying to get you into perfection. Although nobody can attain perfection, but you must take it seriously. Master your industry. Your industry is education, and you must master your subject. Further, that is your education. Enhance. Keep on adding degrees. Keep on adding, you can say books. Keep on adding your learning abilities. Then you need to map your goals कि मुझे 5 साल में क्या करना है, 10 साल में क्या करना है, 15 साल में मैं कहाँ रहूंगा, कहाँ रहूंगी, 20 साल में मुझे क्या करना है. And because you need to identify for that gaps also. मैं क्या करूंगा जो मैं टीचर से कोऑर्डिनेटर बनूंगा या बनूंगी, मैं क्या क्या मैं लैक कर रहा हूँ जहाँ पर मैं ये करने से ये चीज मुझे मिल सकता है. So these all you need to plan. And this actually I cannot work in 5 minutes time or maybe 10 minutes time. We can talk this one in later on. Say yes to discomfort zones. तो आपने जो ऐसे भी हमेशा यस मैन बन के मत रहो, हमेशा नो मैन बन के मत रहो. बट वी ऑल नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई किसमें हमें यस करना है और कहाँ पे आपका डिस्कम्फर्ट जोन शुरू हो जाता है. कंसिडर योर वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस. बहुत जरूरी होती है वर्क लाइफ को बैलेंस करना. अदरवाइज यू विल स्टार्ट हेटिंग योर जॉब. बच्चों को देखें, देयर आर फ्यू किड्स हु लव टू कम टू स्कूल. गेट से उछलते कूदते आएंगे एनर्जी के साथ, और कुछ बच्चा घसीटते रोते घसीटते हुए आएंगे. तो डोंट बी दैट चाइल्ड हु इज बीइंग ड्रैग्ड टू कम टू स्कूल. एंड So you also should not be dragged for your workplace. Focus on your health. That's very important. आप जब तक हेल्दी हो तभी तक आपका पूछ है. जिस दिन आप मिस अनफिट हुए, so you are going to be misfit with the system. Go for me first frame of mind. So this is again professional growth के लिए बहुत important चीजें होती हैं. And that's it what I have to say. Thank you Patliputra Sahodaya for giving me this nice platform, again opportunity to interact with so many great educators, learners, and Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Sinha especially, apart from Mukesh ji, all the team of Patliputra Sahodaya and Center of Excellence, Mr. Tarunji, who has given us a chance to go with this type of training sessions. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to CBC COE partner and Dr. Rajiv sir especially. Thank you very much. Good evening all. Bye.